deciding to do something a little bit different here, ladies and gentlemen. For today, I am doing a video talking about the guns I'm actually taking to Sector 9 versus the loadout I'll be taking, because the loadout in general is just a basic woodland loadout, kind of doing a pseudo-Cold War type deal. Especially with the new helmet strap system I have coming in very soon, and basically, you know, kind of trying that on my new Mitch helmet, because I've got the helmet system on my Pashkin helmet, but I don't have it on my Mitch yet, so that's going to be kind of interesting and kind of fun to actually do. But, ladies and gentlemen, today we're just talking about what guns am I doing and why. And the reasons are actually pretty simple, or complicated, depending on how you want to look at it. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it, shall we? Starting with shotgun. Yes, you heard right. Shotgun. The shotgun I'm actually taking was one I got at the Sector 9 event, which was rather very fun, honestly, and it is, of course, one that has been on the review docket for a good long time. It is the Tri-Shot, Tri-Force, Tactical Force Tri-Shot shotgun that I have seen a lot of people talk about, some giving it good reviews, some giving it bad reviews, some being obvious shills. And honestly, I wanted to grab this one myself and kind of take a look at it, but the price tag kind of stopped me. But thankfully enough, I was able to grab one of these for very cheap at Sector 9's anniversary event, because someone didn't like it, or at least they were selling it and wanting some money, and I gave them the money, and they gave me the gun for less than the asking price. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. I'm just going to tell you right now, I walked away with a steal of a price. But, ladies and gentlemen, what I will say, though, is that it is definitely an interesting shotgun. I cannot wait to take it to the game and see how this thing does. I've got a lot of shells for it, especially the shells it comes with in the shell holder, so, yeah, this definitely should be interesting. I won't be using the holster that you saw earlier. I'll just be running it on a, you know, single-point sling. Yeah. Moving on. The next gun on the review docket that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but haven't had the mount for it to be able to run the run cam on, to be able to get the zoom cam footage for, is of course, Le Famos. This right here is of course the Cybergun Famos. The scope mount did come in today actually, as of filming this review, or video I mean, and I will talk about the mount, I will talk about how to install the mount, and kind of a lot of other things, because apparently the mount did not like this certain extra bit that was in this. But I will say this though, the mount actually does not obscure my ability to use iron sights, but I mostly got the mount to use red dots and stuff like that. I may use a ACOG on here if you guys want me to, but honestly, I think a red dot will work just fine with this. So yeah, this should be interesting to say the least. I probably will take it out today as of filming this video and get the hop-up adjusted just right for it. But again, haven't decided yet. I only have the one magazine for it, but you know what? That's fine. We mostly run semi in games, so I'm not going to go through a 300-something round magazine in semi, honestly. And with my playstyle, especially with how it's going to be going in the game, and me actually using woods and all that to my advantage, and kind of being more or less a super sneaky boy, maybe a little aggressive, haven't decided yet. I may just have a little fun. Then I've got a shotgun, so, you know, if all else fails, it is what it is. Also, I have built-in bipod. Stable shooting. Just saying. Moving on. The next gun I'm bringing for review docket sadly has a very interesting quirk when it comes to magazines. This is the original magazine it had, and sadly it's kind of broken, meaning that it is no longer securely attached to this. However, I may switch out the back. I don't know. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to work this thing, because it's definitely a, well, interesting device in terms of how it works. But, outside of that, what I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is that, again, it's an interesting device by Wingun, or at least an interesting design by Wingun, how their magazines work. Such as this one being the gas blowback magazine. At least, I believe that's how it works. I'm trying to figure out how it actually does make the gas blowback method work. But, moving on exactly to the gun that it goes with, and that, of course, is the, well, the Excalibur with the new magazine. However, the difference is the backs of it, including the fact that this one does not have the rubber seal or anything like that of the last magazine, but it's basically the same design magazine, except, again, it's basically doesn't have a blowback function, meaning that essentially the slide on this will remain in place, not being able to get the half blowback action that you would get with the other magazine, but it still works the same. So even if I have essentially a non-blowback magazine, the gun still works and will still allow me to basically have, again, the ability to use it. Again, still works, just not able to do the action that I want it to. So that's one of the pistols I'm taking to basically take for review, more or less. If I'm able to take it on the field, and depending on the jewel limit, you know, all that, if nothing else, then me and Foggy will have a nice little shooting competition to see how fast and accurately we can empty a magazine with this race gun, because that's kind of like what it is. It's a race gun. And the fastest, I don't know. We'll decide. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out what the fastest gets or does, honestly. But, moving on. Now, of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't bring something wacky and fun to the field just for, you know, the giggles, more or less. For the giggle factor, for the fun factor. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'll be bringing, of course, the newly upgraded, to a degree, mind you, Bob. Bob is still the same old, still the same old fun thing, still the same old just evil little Night City street sweeping clean, just lovely. With a little bit of a longer barrel so I can kind of incorporate more stuff into it, including, you know, more lights, optics, what have you, even, of course, have the run cam a little bit more, you know, it is what it is. It's still a fun little, you know, gun. And, of course, instead of having a full-size magazine in the back, I decided to go with a simple 20-round magazine, but that may change when I get on the field. I may just actually slap in a 30-round magazine or a fully extended magazine, because, let's face it, I am that kind of guy who's kind of goofy in his magazines that's in the magwell. Because what would you expect from me if I didn't have something crazy and goofy hanging out of Bob's secondary magwell? I mean, come on. I mean, I have a reputation to uphold here, people. I mean, again, you know me. You know the kind of wacky shenanigans I do when I make cyberpunk guns. Just saying, you know? Because I'm taking Bob, you know very well I'm going to have me a very, very Nova iron. Which is why I'm taking my chromed up, just absolute gonk-slaying hater revolver here that I picked off of some cyber psycho who decided that he wanted to try and be like the man with the big iron on his hip. Well, I'm sorry, Big Iron, but big iron don't mean you can stop a rifle round. And, yeah, that's how I got this bad boy. From some cyber psycho. But watch yourselves. I might come for your iron next. Moving on. Now, of course, I know many of you are wondering, you know, why am I going to have, you know, why am I taking all this stuff? You know, why am I doing all this stuff? Well, to simply put, ladies and gentlemen, I am taking this stuff because, well, I've got things to do and review. I've got these rifle rounds to, I've got these rifles to review, got these pistols to review, and I'm just doing it just for fun. And that's exactly what I am. I'm doing all this for funsies. And legitimately, that's just how it is. But I want to hear from you guys who are going to Sector 9's next game when it comes up, what you might be bringing to the field, and whether or not I'm going to, you know, want to try and take it for myself. I already know Wolfman's probably going to come up with some crazy stuff, because he does have a very, just, Nova rifle that is amazing, and I wish I could have it. But, that's just me, though, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftALs. If you want to help out with the next reviews or next loadouts or anything of that nature, consider checking out the links down below to many of our absolute amazing chums. And if you want to be a chum yourself, then consider donating down below via either the tier list or just help out in general. We are not monetized, we are wholly crowdfunded, and it's because of you guys that I'm able to do what I do. And I'm able to go to the fields that I'm able to go to. And, just thanks. Like, legitimately thanks, guys. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. As always, I've been AirsoftAL. I just tell you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.